Okay, so today's job is to burn my way through all of that scrap wood. But before I get the fire going, it's time to drag up a couple of more logs. I'm going to have a go with the Capstan Winch, but I think it's going to be too much for the winch. These are big logs. If it is, I'll hook on the chains and drag it up with the excavator. So these are the logs. So hopefully you can see there's a chop. So it's this one piece, which is quite a good length. Chop there. So there are 2 poles here, 3 and 4, and 5. Okay, so let's get the Capstan Winch fired up and get these things dragged up, and then let's get this fire going. Alright, that's the first one up. I'm already warm from running up down this hill. But the aim is to get these logs just up here. I don't need to get them close enough to the excavator. I just want them out of the way so I can get this fire lit. Let's get log number 2. Not quite to plan. Anyway, that's half of log number 2 up the hill. Okay, it's not going to be as easy as I thought. I'll have to take the chainsaw down there and cut up a couple of those so they're a bit smaller, and then we'll lift them up the hill. but it's just caught up as it was coming around that tree, so I'll just go flip it over and then it should pull up easy next time. And take two. Right, let's see if I can get part of the next log up. I think it's going to be too big for dragging up with the winch. So I think the two that are down there, I'll cut them in half. If I can roll one out of the way, I'll roll it out of the way and we'll get the fire going. If I can't, we'll drag it up and get it out of the way that way. Well, it's too big to roll out of the way, so I'm going to go drop the strap onto it, the winch rope, see if I can drag it up now. Now I've cut a couple of pieces off it. Fingers crossed it'll be light enough to drag up this time. Right, we got it up there, and that one's far enough out of the way. Let's get this fire started. Well, she is burning nicely now. Doesn't look that ferocious, but I'm a long distance away and it's very, very warm. My only concern is when the wind stops blowing, tree. It's not directly above it, it's behind, but those leaves sure do get blown around by the heat coming off the fire. So we need a bit of a breeze to blow that heat away. I will keep an eye on that, and I'm sort of considering pulling a bit of wood off there and just lowering the fire down a bit. To be honest, when you mess with it, it quite often intensifies. So leave it for now, keep an eye on it, see how we go. So whilst this fire is starting to die down, I want to think about dragging up one more log. This is the one I'm going to take up. Hopefully it'll just scoot past the fire, and yeah, we'll have one more up the hill. Right, so let's see how this one goes. Okay, so I'm going to head up the hill now, have a bit of a break, go myself a cup of tea, and come back a bit later on. Not sure if you can see on camera, but it is drizzling the rain right now. It's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I've been doing, I lit the fire at 11, so we've been going 5 hours, and I've sort of stayed here the whole time for the 5 hours, just sort of tendering the fire, but I don't think any of it's sort of crumbling anymore. It's just going to take another few hours now to burn its way through and get pretty level. So I'm going to go make a cuppa and come back with a sandwich or something, and then if it's calmed down a bit, because it's way too hot to get close to, if it's calmed down a bit, I'll try and rake it out a little bit leveler than it is, and start thinking about when I head off, and start thinking about when I can head home. Right, we'll bring you back in sort of 15-30 minutes. As you can see, in about 20 minutes, fog's rolled in. I said it was drizzling, and it's continuing to drizzle, and plenty of fog. It looks like it's died down much. Well, I'm going to have this cup of tea, get down there, sort of rake that fire around a little bit, and then call it for today. So if you want a top tip, if you're going to do a burn off, make sure the gloves that you use don't have holes in them. I've got a little burnt finger from using one of the leather gloves with a hole in the finger. Anyway, that's a top tip for the day. Right, so thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time on the Rural Project. Well, you go figure that out. Been burning for 5 hours or more. Come to rake it and spread it around, and all these solid pieces that you can see, they were all in the middle unburnt. They smouldered, but they certainly haven't turned to ash. So I raked it all around, got all those big lumps out, and I'll push all them back into the middle now. Once I've got a little bit more time to cool down, I'll get in there and rake it around a bit more, and then throw all those big pieces back in the middle. That would have been annoying if I'd have come back in a few days' time and found that there was a whole heap of partly burnt chunks in the middle. Because some of them, when I pulled them out, they had a little bit of scorching on one or two sides, and that was it. So they certainly weren't burning. I don't know how that's happened. Must have been so deep in the fire pit they were getting insulated for some reason. I don't know. Very weird. Anyway, I'll keep doing this. I'll step away from the fire for a bit and cool down, and then get this thing finished.